call
Nobody thinks about me.
Marsha Bradier.
Oh, can she give me one, please?
We're counting off.
All right.
That's right.
Right on the set. Oh, yes.
She's absolutely amazing.
Mm,
She's nicer than some.
to y'all.
She's awesome. You treat my best friend.
I'm turning off. I just got a notification.
Do you have to do not disturb on the phone?
Counting
That's
off.
what I'm doing.
3, 2, 1.
You see those? Hello.
All right. Hello, and welcome to the Necessary Unnecessary podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. This is your very necessary host.
Frisco. Oh, necessary.
Yes, you're very necessary. And we have a special guest today, Mr. Maceo the Stylist.
What's going on, everyone?
My good friend. My friend's here.
Frisco's excited.
I am.
Frisco, why don't you tell us what we're going to be talking about today?
So today, we're going to be talking about being Black and gay in America.
Hmm.
And all different types of stuff. We're going to talk about download men. We're going to talk about Trump and this LGBTQRSLMNOP shit that's not happening no more. We're going to talk about everything. All and how tough is it being Black and gay in America? Because it's already tough being Black. That shit is already hard. So I can only imagine being Black and gay.
I can start off. You're absolutely right. I think it was like 2015. I remember I was a carrier for the post office, and I was in a rural area where it really wasn't too many Blacks. In the station I was in, it was actually only 3 Blacks out of about 50 in that postal station. On the very first day, I remember hearing them reference the word and say, "Yeah, the colored girl." I was in disbelief, like, Lord, what have I gotten into? So, I'm just like, okay. So I knew from that day, like, okay, I already got 2 strikes against me. So I can't obviously hide one,
Right.
So my decision was to just go in there, do my work, not make friends, not have them in my business, and just deliver mail and go home. Because I just knew, I'm like, this is not going to sit too well. Because I understand that, the world we live in, everybody's just not up to speed, not comfortable. It's just, it is what it is.
I can't imagine you working somewhere and not making friends.
So answer me this. In some instances,
I tried.
Is
Certain
it
guys.
in some instances is it actually helpful because you have another community actually advocating for you? Because sometimes if you just Black, the Black community may or may not advocate for you. But if you're in the LGBTQ community, that's a whole nother community. They like, oh, he's not just Black, he's LGBTQ. And then that kind of trumps the black thing sometimes because the LGBTQ community, I mean, they mobilize a little. You feel me? I ain't gonna discredit the civil rights movement, but they be moving about they people and folks and what not.
They really do. In certain situations, in certain instances, that is true. Like that card will trump, just being a part, like, oh, okay, you one of us, and I don't care if you white, yellow, purple, green, or blue, I'm gonna look out for you because you know what it's like to kind of feel like an outcast at times. Right. So yes, definitely,
So do you do the back and forth thing when it's
no.
I'm gonna be Black today. I'm gonna be LGBT today. It depends on
the day of the week,
what I'm going through and what's happening, what's going on.
I meet every day. That's the thing. I meet every day.
Both.
But I told Frisco I had to get to a point where I didn't actually be that person to my like mid-20s. You know, like I used to be like, oh, okay, you know, they might, you know, I don't want them to know everything about me until I had to get to a point where I was like, okay, they go know everything about me. You gonna deal with me, you gonna be cool with me, or you're not. And you know, it is what it is. I personally, everybody's different. I haven't had I can honestly say I haven't had any person that I thought like, okay, or like when they find out they're not going, you know, I haven't experienced that. And I thank God for that, because I know other people that do, you know what I'm saying? And I just noticed the older that I got, like when you come straight out and you, hey, this how I am, like more people really do like respect you. They cool. They like, oh, okay, like that's just makes you, we know, you know, that's just how it is.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you think appropriate identifier age is?
Appropriate, say it again, appropriate.
Identifying age, like I identify as this, I identify as that. What do you think appropriate age for that?
For that is?
Yeah, because it comes up a lot.
It
And
does.
I know, you know, it's getting younger and younger,
Mhm.
and it's being implemented in the schools, and it's like, okay, can you give them a little bit of time to at least figure it out and do it on their own before you? Oh, what are you,
Mhm.
kindergartner?
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
that's too soon.
That's true.
You
That
know
is-
what I mean?
mhm.
So what is
An
an appropriate age?
I think it has to be when you know fully within yourself, this is you and nobody can change it. There's nothing else that's normal to you but that's you. You know what I'm saying? That's you. And but I also feel that a lot of times people try to make decisions for people, and that's not you know, always good. But I want to give you not an example, but another young guy I know, a friend of mine is a teacher, and the guy was in the class. He's 14. His mother passed, and he's extremely flamboyant. Like he comes to class with the nails and all this. And I went to the school. She was like, you know, I just want you to, you know, friends, you know, see him. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, he's really outgoing. And he was having a debate that his father won't allow him to take hormone pills to make a full transition into girls. And I'm thinking like
14.
he's 14. At the time he was in the 9th grade. I was like, wow, like it's different times. Like I come from a time like I feel like, okay, number one, be where I'm from, like be happy that your father's even allowing you to be you at 14.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
my dad
Don't
had
push
no
it with the
issue.
hormone pill.
Right. You know, I got grown and I love my dad to death. He never had an issue with, you know what I'm saying? But at 14, I wasn't like that, you know.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, I felt like for his situation, if that's what you choose to do, if your father is already giving you freedom to wear nails and do all that, you need to wait till you get out of his house to make those type of decisions. You can't get mad at your father. Like you lucky he's allowing you to do that under his roof.
So I get the answer is identify as soon as you're confident and sure and you're
In
ready
yourself,
to.
and you
But
know.
if
So
you're
that doesn't
going
mean
to
8 years old,
get
10
to
years old.
doing, you know, other things that require like adult decision making, you don't have to ask your parents, then those things should wait until you're an
18.
adult.
Oh yes,
Right.
to
I
do those
definitely do.
things.
Yes, until you're an adult.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's permit.
Definitely.
That how you feel about that? Is that your question?
Yeah, it answers it. I mean, ain't much I could do about it. I feel like it's being so like pushed and pressured in some areas and arenas to where, because he said 14, I know kids younger than that who are
Right.
doing and you know, as soon as I see him, oh, what's your pronoun? Oh, he, she.
And I think
said,
it depends
okay,
on
they.
the
I think it goes too far. Not gonna say too far because I don't want to be bashed. So I'm not
Right,
gonna go
right,
too far.
and you have to be so careful
Right,
with
and I'm in that
everything.
community.
You
Yeah,
can't
get
say,
that. Say how
you
you
know,
feel.
you gotta really, you gotta do your homework before you go. You can't just come in there ignorant, like, and just say anything because that's how you feel and that's what you think. Because the backlash is ferocious.
And my cousin at Frisco knows very well how we met. Said, cousin, I'm on set. She works on movie sets, does hair. She said they're shooting this movie, and when I go in the trailer, they give me this sheet of paper with like 30 names and the pronouns that you want me to go by.
Oh my
I can't remember all that. I said, you're right. So I just have to be sweetheart. Hey, my man, come here. Like, it's too much, you know, like so sometimes I feel like it can be but I do understand the respect that people want and that they feel like they have, and I do understand that as well. But I think a lot of times people fail to realize that other people are so accustomed to a way, even if like those things change gradually, you cannot expect the person to overnight or snap of a finger conform into your ways. Like just like being gay is slowly open the door of being accepted more and more. Like those things, as far as
He's like, no,
I think, like I feel like as far as with that, it's just a slower, like with those pronouns. I do understand, but it's just like it takes it. I can't even keep up with it. Like,
Right.
it's a lot.
too
I
much.
can't
And they
keep up with
expect
it.
you to know.
Mhm.
Like,
Where are
what?
you originally from, Mason?
Florida, Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
See, we from San Francisco, so I feel like that's kind of like where it started at, and
Mhm.
and it was like a whole community. I don't know if they had other whole communities, but that was like. And then San Francisco is so diverse, but everybody has their own little section, right? So you have to navigate through those sections, and we learned like a healthy respect for everybody. Like, okay, these are the projects. If you're from this community, that community, and you slither into one of these projects, you have to be aware of this culture. This is the catch stroke. So if you slide up here and you think you
might happen.
be aware,
Mhm.
this is the culture in this section, the Mission District. It's a Latino culture. So if you go over there, they might be cripping and blooding. You might want to watch what colors you wear, or let them know, oh, I'm not into the color thing. I'm just sliding through your section. So we had to navigate this, and pre-high school, basically like middle school started for me learning how to navigate the
through.
different, cultures
That's why
in
we
the
play
city.
so well.
And I always say I don't think I could survive, and I'm too colorful in California.
Yeah, San Francisco, that's the place
would.
to,
And
that used to be the place to go to before Atlanta was.
Well, they always say that is the white gay capital, and Atlanta is the black gay capital.
Yeah,
You know?
you know what I
Yes, child.
mean?
They was not lying about that. There's definitely
One of the guys that when we go to the Dominican Republic, who remember I was telling you the guy who he owns a club there. He's from San Francisco, and he was explaining to me. I guess it was like a lot happened in the recession, and a lot of people moved it when I guess the prices of San Francisco skyrocketed.
Mhm,
And he
mhm.
he said he sold what he had. He took his money from 401, and he ended up moving to Santo Domingo, and he opened a gay club, and everybody that goes there, the tourists, that's where they go. And he's just a regular black guy from San Francisco.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
like, okay.
See how the gays stick together. Man, I used to wish I was gay sometimes.
They don't always stick together, but hey,
How do you wish you was gay?
No, I mean, I went through my little phase where I was like, maybe I might like me a girl after my very depressing breakup. Y'all know who, but anyway, nobody important. So I was like, maybe I would, try a girlfriend. It didn't work out. Yeah,
I think for women, it's kind of like y'all could go be gay for a little
No,
while and then come back
no.
and not be gay no more.
No,
Oh,
no.
yes,
It's okay.
yes,
It's
yes,
accepted. It's
yes,
cool.
yes.
Not
But
my
with the
problem.
man,
They can't
it's
do
kind
that.
of like
Hell no, nigga, you
it's
suck
kind of
some
like
dick, you get it once.
refrigerate
That's
after
enough.
opening. Once you break the seal,
That's
you
so
know,
true.
that's it. That's all. So
But there are some men who, not all men think like that though.
I mean,
It's a small percentage.
what
Do
do you believe? What was I right or wrong?
No, I mean, to a degree, I understand exactly what he
Yeah.
said. But that is true. Like but you have, because this goes so deep.
So look, just like this, if you tell a man, oh, I went through a girl phase, he gonna be like, oh yeah, I might
I
get a
use this
threesome
all
out
the
of this.
time.
But if a man say, oh, I went through
Oh
a
no,
man
they
phase,
Exactly.
So don't be like,
Exactly.
don't be like, you know what I mean? Don't be like,
And
You
what-
already got to worry about
a small
competing with a
percentage.
woman. Now I got to
That's-
worry about competing with a man.
But
no.
I always say what scratches that back is just like women can get away with that, and men can't. Men get away with, oh, he can sleep with all the women he
Everybody
want,
and they
but
want.
girls can't. So I always feel like that kind of washes his hands with each other because they can't. But you have got a lot of guys that feel like if they only do certain acts with guys that
They think.
they're not gay.
Oh, Fred,
Like-
king of this shit.
Like that they're not gay. So it just varies, like because a lot of times with guys, they do not mess with other guys on the strength of looks and attraction. That's not what it is. It's just giving them a feeling or whatever it is that they desire or want at that time, and it's done and over. And sheen on. And to them, I've known known people that tell me things like, you're like, oh, yesterday we was at my house. I went at your house yesterday. You're like, what? Like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, wait a minute. Excuse me? And they seriously will block it out their head. Like, it never happened. And you're looking like, oh, you got a real problem.
Maceo, I know this is our first time, but if you knew me, you would know how, I don't know. I'm very traditional, but I'm also open-minded far as your personal preference. You know what I mean? Like, and it gets so tricky. You know what I mean? Like I said, nowadays you can't say nothing about nothing. So it's like, even okay, I don't want to do that. Oh, you must be this, and you must, like I just said, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, the LGBTQ whole thing kind of made me see like a lot of the times where other races are coming from, like in reference to Black people. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it made me think, like, why are we trying to force white people to treat us equal? You know what I mean?
They're never.
No,
you know what I mean? Why try to make another, race or genre try to make you treat you a certain way? Like, and it made me go like, okay, you gotta, but you're supposed to fight for your rights. You're supposed to fight for your equality. You're supposed to fight for all these things. But as far as it goes, as far as trying to make me feel a different way about something, it gets,
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think that people are born gay? Some people are?
Well,
it's gonna get good.
I've seen people who definitely, or males who express femininity at a very early
Young age.
And I know girls who express masculinity at a very young age. But I think as far as sexuality, it doesn't even come into play as puberty, because I know tomboy girls who've grown into be supermodel. You know what I mean? And I know really feminine young boys who grew up to get married, have families, and never even, go that way. They just were feminine. So I think you need to allow each person, because you have feminine acting men and masculine acting women. Don't impose a sexuality on them before they even hit puberty. You know what I mean? Because they grow up.
Like they should go through puberty first, and then during that,
I'm not the authority to say who, what, or not, but I know that it shouldn't be in either way at a young,
like middle school.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Elementary,
don't make them have to.
Minors.
They brain still developing.
No,
don't make them have to. You know what I mean? Make a decision so early, and then they be stuck with it, and then somebody get a sex change at 15, and when they turn 30, 35, they decide, why did I ever do this? You know what I mean? And trying to reverse it.
A lot of times they let society make a decision for them.
Yeah. And a lot of people are impressionable and want to fit in and say, oh, it's cool. Well,
No, it's not. No, I'm with you. Like my son, he's 7. And he still doesn't understand daddy's male, mommy's female. Daddy has chest, mommy has breasts. Like he still doesn't fully understand that.
Right.
Like he might call Max he. Everything is he. The dog is he. And I'm like, no, she, Jeremiah, girl. So you know what I mean? Like he's 7. So to think that 9, 10, no.
I'm telling you, I've seen young, like I've worked with kids for over 20 years.
And I know you know.
So sometimes it's like, okay, you see somebody very young age, and that's just a character. That's
okay.
Just
So what about you have let's say a 9-year-old it's a boy, and he wants to wear a dress. He wants to wear and let's say, and this is what blows my mind. Where
No.
are the dresses coming from? Now, if his little sister got dresses and he wants to put her dress on and wear it to school, do you let him do it?
No.
So this, I've actually been through this
No, I know
I
situation
can, I can
before.
answer
So
that for him.
we're going. I've actually been
I want to
through
hear
it.
both of y'all because straight and getting
Yeah.
different opinions, definitely.
So I mean,
Because he's dealing with that now.
I feel like, me personally, I so believe in free will. I so believe in it because I don't want mines infringed upon. So if that's what you choose to do, as long as your free will don't infringe upon my free will, then I don't really have an issue
So
with what you're
so
doing. But once your free will starts infringing upon my free will, then we're gonna have a problem just about the battle of the wills, not exactly what you're doing, but now that like in that situation, you just make such a mess with everything. You know what I mean? I'm tired of the mess.
So the 9-year-old can or can't wear the dress.
I mean, if that's what they so choose to do.
So you a parent, you got to supply them with the clothes.
Oh no, I'm not supporting it. You gonna have to hustle.
The 9-year-old,
So if
Yeah.
So if
You
somebody
gonna-
gifted them a dress, you gonna let them wear it?
I mean,
would you? Yes or no? Would you let them wear it? I really want to know for real. The world wants to know. Are you that dad who would be like, wear the fucking dress? That's what you want to wear. Shit.
Okay.
He just don't want to say.
no, I mean,
For real. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Like for me, realistically, okay. So I had this situation with Jeremiah. I said I try to get him to engage more on what I buy him, so it's not just me picking everything, right?
Mhm.
So I'm on Amazon. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get you some headphones. We're gonna get you the cool headphones, Jay. So he's like, all right. So I'm going through the pictures. You see all the different freaking colors of headphones, and of all the colors,
Pink.
he goes, "Mommy, I want that one." You want which one? I don't even like pink. Max don't even have pink headphones. So he's like, that one, Mommy, the pink one. I had to think about it.
maybe in the Cameron phase.
No, he said what?
Cameron. In the Cameron phase.
Cameron was a grown man. That's totally different.
Might have
And
started when he was young.
No, screw that. So I said, this is how I handled it though. I said, okay, let's look through some more. And I showed him like
the brand.
a totally different brand that had Marvel characters all over, multiple colors. You
She
see what
found
I'm
one
saying?
that was non-pink.
Oh, you damn right. And I said, Jeremiah, do you like this one? He goes, oh, yeah, that one's cool. I said, great, we getting that one. Ordered that thing. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to tell him no.
So you found a different solution.
Right, because I just feel like I know my son. He's not fully understanding anything like that right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want to tell him no. And I didn't tell him no. I just gave him another option. Now, if he would have went back and said, no, Mommy, I want the pink one, then I probably would have had to get him the damn pink one. You know what I'm saying? But since he was like, Mommy, I'll get that one. In my head, I just feel like he's too young. And I'm not even saying that because another one of my friends, their kid is like same age, right? She called me, she said, do you think, and this is, okay, our kids are 7 now, they were 5 when this happened. She goes, do you think it's a problem with getting my son a kitchen set, a cooking set, like a kitchen set, like, you know what you get, little girls usually, they want that, right? She goes, the dad said, absolutely not.
I knew that instantly.
And the mom was like, okay, so little boys turn into be chefs.
Bobby Flay?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure,
it's like,
definitely.
that is an actual profession. He can make money in that. You don't have to be gay, straight, bi, whatever.
To be a
That's
chef.
anybody
Be a
can
world-renowned chef.
So do you have a problem with that? Is there something wrong with that? Getting a 5-year-old, a little boy, a cooking set.
No. No, I mean,
Well, if he
I
asked me
mean,
about the dress.
and I kid you not, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a difference between biological and just kids in your family.
Well, for sure.
You know what I
Kids in
mean?
what?
In your family.
Oh,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a difference between biological.
Yes.
You're gonna feel differently about it
Damn
if
right.
it's your biological child. And you're gonna accept it differently if it's your biological child.
Mhm.
And even if you do, understand and accept it and this, that, and first, it's gonna catch you off guard if you weren't aware before. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think it's a difference between, kids that you may acquire or your biological.
Well, your biological child then.
Oh yeah, we don't do that. Nah.
So if he would have came to you when he was 5 and said, "Dad, I want a cooking set," you would have told him no.
A cooking set is not a feminine thing.
I mean, I'm just saying, some dads, like we just like.
I wouldn't have bought it. I would tell your mom to go buy it.
But
Why you wouldn't have bought
Because
it?
I'm buying them Jordans and Nikes.
See,
and stuff.
come
I'm not
on,
buying
what? So you feel like it is so you do feel like it's a feminine thing? Because how is tennis shoes any different? Girls wear tennis shoes. Nike.
them. When I was 5,
oh God.
my cousin had an Easy Bake oven.
Okay.
She was a girl.
So what if your male cousin had one and he was 5? Y'all didn't play with it? Did you play with the Easy
Oh
Bake
yeah, I
oven?
used to wait for her. She used to be whipping it up in them Easy Bake ovens.
kitchen.
It tasted like cake.
So-
she used to be in them like.
So he couldn't he couldn't be making cakes and pies. Y'all could be selling them making money.
Yeah.
But see,
I'm not finna participate in nothing I don't want to participate
But what
in.
do you mean?
Do I have to?
Okay, so if your
Do I
daughter,
have
so if
to?
your daughter came to you and said, "I want a daddy, I want an Easy Bake oven." If you had a little girl and she said, "I want an Easy Bake oven," she was 5, you would buy it then.
Okay, but if she came to me and
Would you?
said, "Daddy, I want a drill."
Jackhammer.
Yeah, I'm like,
So she said,
you know,
so if she wanted a screwdriver and like a whole entire working set, you wouldn't get that for her because it's masculine.
I'm only buying food and clothes.
Lord,
And
Jesus,
educational
I
toys.
cannot with you.
I don't got the time for none of the rest of it. We ready? Okay.
Oh, that's how you do. For
I'm
real.
sorry. I can't read.
Listen, at the end of the day, I feel like people are born, and then once you get out to the world, no, I mean like when you're a baby, you're not coming out like, "Oh, I want titty, I don't want titty," like you know what I mean. But I think it has to do with also like your surroundings. You know what I mean? The type of love you get, the energy you get, like that type of stuff, I think has a lot to do with how kids develop and learn. Like even me, Jeremiah 7, I have to watch myself running around him naked and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't want him to become like a sexual predator too young and then be
I
like,
know.
no, because that happens when
It
you
does.
expose a kid too
For
much
sure.
to sex.
Okay.
So like, I think it has to do with a lot of that as well. You know what I mean? Like the upbringing and the type of support the kid has. For real. But I don't know. I feel
That's
like
necessary and unnecessary.
so my necessary is that I feel that people should be themselves because you are be how you are truly born. If you are gay, you be gay and you wear that shit. And if you straight, then you wear that shit and you be straight. And if you bi, you like both, well, you be like both. And just
Tell them.
What about them
Tell
blurred
everybody.
lines?
you be safe. And then the unnecessary is down lowism. It's not. I don't like it. Some other people do.
Hey, yo, what's your necessary? and unnecessary? He gets a necessary and unnecessary. I won't do it.
What's your necessary? And unnecessary?
Be true to yourself. Definitely be true to yourself. Your unnecessariness might be. You cannot force or make a person to tell somebody something they don't want to, or until they want to tell it, if they want to tell it. Because I, at the time, experienced that, and I feel like until you're in that situation, you can never make a person tell somebody what they like secretly, and that's what they choose to do. It's their business, But I do understand, but I feel like you have to give a person a choice. You can't just be like them both. You have to tell that person. But as far as you don't want to just come out and say, "Hey, I'm gay, I'm bi," that's some people's choice. They don't want to feel comfortable doing that. You can't make a person do that.
Okay. This concludes this segment. We'll be right back after a brief intermission.
I cannot. Thank you so much to my lovely friend, Maceo.
I'm ready for this.
And you are the unnecessary. I
I'm
hear.
not gonna be unnecessary.
How do you let him call you unnecessary?
You know this. I
Hello, and welcome to part 2 of episode 63. I'm your host, Nip Swag. This is your host, Frisco in the building, and we have another very special guest today, Miss
Monique
Nicole. I was gonna say it, but she said it. Go on, Monique Nicole. Tell them who you are.
Monique Nicole, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a real estate investor. I'm
You
an
the police.
entrepreneur.
Not
Yeah,
the
what? I'm retired law enforcement detective sergeant, Nassau County.
Oh, you really were a cop?
I was, yeah,
Oh.
sergeant, yes.
I saw that was on your Instagram. I didn't see that. I was scrolling too. I was like,
Yeah, it's there somewhere.
I said the feds come.
I cannot.
They coming to get us.
Retired.
But now you've transitioned from that into a singer, songwriter.
Singer, songwriter,
Actor?
actress, yeah.
What have you acted in?
Producer. Produced my own movie. Back in like 2 years ago, it's on Tubi. Deeper Than
Tubi
Law.
movie. What's it called?
Deeper Than Law.
Deeper Than Law.
Mm-hmm.
Deeper
Man,
Than
look,
Law.
my best friend be on them
Love it.
Tubi movies.
Also
I'm learning how to be a kidnapper
I cannot.
from
Oh
watching
my
Tubi
God.
movies.
Yes, you was in a
I'm-
bunch of hood movies.
I'm-
Yes. C, not even B-rated, C-rated. They was D-rated movies.
They
Y'all don't even watch,
G-rated movies.
you don't even watch any of the movies. If it says manip on there, don't watch it.
Hey,
Oh.
watch it, support it. It's real out here.
It is real.
So you have a Tubi movie. You said you produced it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, myself and Michael Stemley. And we actually starred in it as well. My brother is in it. He played my lieutenant. So funny. I played a detective that was taking down a drug lord.
The Tubi movies be for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro,
Some of them be like, all right, I can't even,
I'ma watch
I can't
your
even
Tubi
get
movie.
into it.
I can't
But
do
some of
Tubi.
them be like, ooh, what's finna happen next?
Nigga, you know
Oh.
what's gonna happen next. It's a
Nah,
typical black
sometimes
movie.
you don't. They be throwing some twist into them Tubi movies. I
They be
ain't
too
gonna
much of a
lie.
twist.
Yeah,
They be
For real.
twisted. They be
That gas station movie with Jock, I did not know that's where they was headed with that.
gas station.
See, you gotta get up on that thing, man. I don't know.
I'm gonna
And
watch your
then
movie.
I seen like 3, 4, 5 different kidnapping movies,
I cannot.
and then it's like, you know, backstabbing movies, kidnapping movies. If you want to see all that stuff,
Tubi.
and you want to put yourself in them scenarios and be on the edge of your bed, like, oh my god,
What's your movie about?
My movie's about a detective.
the police.
She also was a singer and a songwriter. So it's almost like parallel to my life.
Right.
Because while I was on the job, I was still doing music. So it wasn't like I retired and then started doing music. But anyway, long and short of it, she's pursuing her music and she runs into this guy that has a label, but then he has another life.
Don't they all?
Then she winds up being on an assignment to take him down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we
So
gotta watch this
Did
movie.
she take him
child.
down?
Well, you gotta watch the
Oh,
You gotta watch the
okay.
movie,
All
yeah.
right, so tell me this. Was you in the Squid Games?
I was.
Wait, you in Squid Game?
Yeah, player 276.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I'm saying
Give me
Get your
some.
homework.
I need to
Everybody look at this
you was
Squid
in
Game.
Squid Game? That's dope. Like the
Did you get killed?
well, obviously,
How
yes.
did you
Black
get killed?
people didn't
How
make
did
it
you
in
get
that
killed
damn
in the
movie.
Squid Games? I need to know.
Let me tell you. I
So if
think
I ever get caught in that
my
situation,
NDA is expired.
Yeah.
I think.
tell me
Yeah.
how you got
yeah,
killed.
because they can't talk about Squid
How you
Game.
got
I know
killed in the
somebody
Squid
was on
Game?
there.
Yeah.
Oh, has it not aired yet?
It aired. They
Okay.
shot me, but
They
they
shot
shot me
you?
after I went over
What
the
you
finish
do?
line.
Oh,
Over
so you
the-
didn't even
they
make it past the
cheated you.
first. You didn't make it past the little girl
They,
with the
they,
look
they
with the eye.
did. I ain't even gonna lie.
They cheated you?
Shit,
Oh
they
man, we
did.
finna protest the Squid
Black
Game.
people
Yeah.
shouldn't have no black
Can't be
people
killing
winning.
no
They
black
did.
people when they
It was
finish
one
the
of those
challenge.
things, that, reality shows.
Right.
So they
Reality
already-
shows are not reality.
They're
I
not
keep
really
telling you all that.
reality.
It's fake
It's
out.
just what it is.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that's what
I need to
happened.
go back and watch this Squid Game. I'm like,
Man,
It was a
over.
lot.
What's the specific one? It's not the original one when they had the green sweatsuits
It was
on.
episode No, it was the challenge. The one
challenge,
that, yeah,
okay.
they flew us all out to
Okay.
London to
Mhm.
do that show.
Where
Oh,
that's
that's
at? Where
dope.
that's at?
Um,
Where can we find that at?
oh, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Wait, they
easy.
flew y'all to my favorite city in the world.
You love London?
I was there for 6 weeks, baby. I loved London. Everything
Hey,
about it.
London's cool.
I loved everything.
It's cool.
I love,
It's all right. She
I
said it
love,
like
I had
it's
a
all
great
right.
time in London.
Okay.
I don't know about y'all.
Okay.
So
No,
tell
but
me
I had a good time.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of the Hustle.
Yes.
That's your new,
That's my latest single.
your latest single.
Mm.
How is that inspired? Tell me what Queen of the Hustle, because immediately when I think, okay, we're the king of the hustle, is you just the queen? Because it's a lot of independent black women that feel like they just, the queen of the hustle and they don't need no king of the hustle.
Oh, nah. I mean,
I'm just asking.
We always need a king.
We always need a king.
I'm
Always.
just asking.
The queen always needs her king.
Always.
So yeah. So the king.
I just wanted to know where the king of the hustle was at.
Yeah, he did.
He always want to make sure the man somewhere around.
Just like
Yeah.
you always want to make sure that.
that one.
Nah, the man needs to be represented too. But the song, I'm not sure if you got to dig into it
Mhm,
or if you saw the video.
mhm.
It's got a lot of dimensions to it. So it's not just talking about making money or being on your hustle. It's talking about also taking a stand against what's going on in our current situation. Now, the song came about during the midterm elections, which was a couple of years ago, and I
Mhm.
just held on to it because I didn't know what to do with it,
Mhm.
because it was one of those things that was like, it's controversial.
Right.
So my mom was like, you got to do something with this, and I put it out. And that's pretty much because it's talking about women's abortion rights, them,
Mm,
rolling back Roe versus Wade.
mm,
It's talking about a lot of things.
mm,
Mhm.
And we need to really find our power
mm.
and assemble and fight.
They not ready for us, girl.
What you say?
They not ready for us, girl.
Yeah,
They
but get
not.
ready.
Okay, so
So that's what it's about.
okay. I
Mhm.
didn't get a chance to watch that yet, but I will as soon as I get off of here. I was listening to some of the. You have a blues out,
Yeah, well, it's
Okay.
not my album.
It's
Yes,
not yours? but I saw the video with you and Lil Flip with the red bottoms and lingeries and.
Red bottoms and lingerie. Yeah,
I said lingeries.
Right.
Excuse me.
because
I
that's how it's
yeah,
spelled.
lingeries.
That is how.
Red
That's,
bottoms
it's
and lingeries. I
not
think you should
lingeries.
change the pronunciation. You ain't gotta
okay,
change the
it's
name.
red
of the song.
bottoms and lingeries. Red bottoms.
Look
It
at
sounds
look at that stereo. Yes, it do.
It sounds like
Yes.
licorice. Red bottoms and black licorice. That's what it sounds like.
Red bottoms and lingeries,
Oh,
ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
We gonna run with it. It got me a Billboard placement, top
Right.
40.
bro, I love
Look
your
at that
accent.
now.
I love it.
Oh,
I
Brooklyn,
New York.
Brooklyn,
You
in the
from
house.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Every time I go to New York, I end up in Brooklyn, and it reminds me so much of my hometown.
So much history.
So,
where you from?
I'm so West Coast. I'm from San Francisco, California, right?
okay.
And I never went to New York till I was well above grown because of the whole East Coast, West Coast beef. You know what I mean? And when I finally went, I'm like, Tupac, you could call me and told me like, is this cool out
I
here?
cannot
Yeah,
with you.
sure.
Because I bet you there's a lot of people that didn't go to the East Coast, or a lot of people from the East Coast that didn't come to the West Coast because of the whole. If you grew up in that area, it was serious.
Man, they
You
was
know what I
trying
mean?
not to.
It was divided.
But I still was going out to LA.
I
couldn't
mean,
wait
you
to
know,
go to New York.
but when I
Love
went,
it.
I was like, oh, this just like home. And I felt so
Right.
at home out there. And
Mhm.
I was disappointed that I never wanted to travel there sooner. And since then, I've been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, every time I'm like, oh, it's like my back. Hey, let's go. I might be in Harlem, I might be in Brooklyn, I'm in Manhattan, I'm in
Yeah.
Soho, I'm in Jersey.
So
I'm
you
in,
getting
know
all
what
the
I mean?
flavors.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to make up for all the lost time because I could have been coming out here.
During the
And I get such a
those
great
good
reception when I come
times.
out there. It's like, oh, I thought I would be instantly killed because I'm so West Coast.
I cannot.
Oh, you from the West
really,
Coast?
You really thought that?
I mean, it was up.
You so damn crazy.
Yeah.
It was up.
I cannot.
It was up.
First time I went to New York, it was in 2010, maybe 2000.
Mhm.
I went out there for a different reason though. I went out there to strip. So
Okay.
it was a very
Take it off.
different. Yeah, no. And I was.
How was that experience
I
versus in the South? I would like to know.
It's very it's different. It's like the West Coast. Like they don't get fully nude. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
so if they do, they don't have alcohol. It's the same as California. Whack. So I was like, the
Aw.
South, honey, we get naked and taking off everything. You can serve juice, liquor, whatever you want. But sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to know. I asked.
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
you're just looking at me like,
No, I'm listening.
yeah, but no, it's
No.
very, very different night and day. Very different.
Okay.
Definitely.
But I love it though. So Queen of the Hustle. So are you single?
Oh no,
I'm not.
she love to ask people that.
No.
Hey,
I'm
we're asking, are you single,
All the
married,
people-
dated? You know, I like to know, like, let's talk about it. You know, because when people are like they're not single, I be like,
Then what?
are you married?
Yes.
Well, you know, don't be a hater. Don't
I'm
be-
not hating. I'm
don't
just
be a hater
saying.
over there. That's awesome. How long you been married?
22 years.
Girl,
Is he a
shut
police?
your mouth.
He's not a police.
22, you really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I love that.
How do you balance all of this?
Right, that's what I'm like.
It's
and where are you
hard.
headed with all of this? You know, I mean, you're doing it already.
I mean,
so, you know what I mean?
I've been doing it a while.
Right.
'Cause I started out as
Even when you was a police.
I was a concert promoter.
Can you
I was
tell I have a
singing.
thing for the police?
Do you?
Yes.
No.
Not a good thing,
Yeah, I
girl.
guess
Not a good thing.
yeah.
You don't have a good thing. You know,
I
but
was-
but that tells you why do you have a problem with the police? I mean, if you're a law-abiding citizen like myself,
I had to sue the
Then-
police twice for what is it?
Excessive force?
Yes, for
Aw,
sure.
That's sorry.
But
They broke
what-
my back
but-
one time.
but what were you
What?
doing to get put in that situation? I'm not saying that they were right, but how did you even have the encounter with the police? Nip?
Let's see the time. Okay, so literally
Here we
the
go.
time they broke my back, it was like we was on the bus and somebody was playing the radio too loud. They told them to turn the radio off, and their brother, who was a 5% Muslim, went off on the police. Oh, we don't got to do this, that. So they kicked us off the bus, but before they kicked us off the bus, they called for backup. So when we got off the bus, a paddy wagon pulled up, a few other cars, and they just start literally beating us up. So that's why we had to sue them.
Wow.
Because all I was doing was getting off the bus with my friends. We was just gonna wait for the next bus to come, but it was like, you know, I wasn't doing nothing in particularly. The radio was no cause for us to be beat up like by 15 police, and you know, and I had to convince my mom for months that I didn't do nothing. She must have did something. You must have did something. And I kept saying I didn't do nothing. So this particular time, I didn't do anything, and I stood on that because I actually didn't. All I did was get off the bus.
Mm.
So. You know, well, the second time I did flip them off and this, that, and we was getting into
You're
a
not
fight
white.
altercation and all that. But you know, it's just black men on the police. Act like you don't know. I appreciate
I've
when
never
people
had
who
any
are
issues
when
with
people who
police.
came from inner cities become police officer. I have a friend I grew up with. He's a police officer in Oakland, and he said he ain't had to shoot nobody because he could go into a situation and
Talk
be
to
himself.
people.
yeah, and talk to people and find out what's
Yeah.
going on. Like, all right, you need to chill out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because this is gonna escalate if you don't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What happened? You know you're gonna have to go to jail because you did this, but I'm gonna need you to relax. I'm gonna need this. You know, we need
Yeah.
more of that. So
we
I'm in
do.
support
It's
of.
important. It's important, especially where I was, not to cut you
I was
off.
gonna ask you,
Because
were you
I
Nassau.
worked in
officer?
Nassau, so
house?
Nassau County, Long Island.
So
Okay.
she wasn't.
So it wasn't that many of us on that department. I was like number 6 to make my rank as detective sergeant, black female.
Mm.
So now you're dealing with you're leading white males for the
Ooh,
most
they
part,
don't like
right?
that.
No, I didn't have any issues.
Really?
I didn't have any issues. But what I did have the opportunity to do is teach sensitivity
Ooh.
and have that conversation. See, the conversation I have with my son is different from the conversation that you have with your son when he
Mm.
leaves the house.
For sure.
I got to tell my son if he gets pulled over to turn on the lights in the car and put his hands at 10 and 2. You don't have, and roll the
12 and
windows
12,
down.
baby.
And you know what I'm saying? And they're like, really? You know, so you have to understand the inherent fear of the community that I come from.
Yeah,
So when you go out there, you understand how to deal with people. So that's right. It's good that you have us that are able to go out there and now make a difference within the police force.
How old was your son?
Oh, back then, my son was small, but that was just using that as an example. My son is in Kennesaw. He's a teenager.
Okay, so yeah,
That was
I
speaking
got you.
hypothetically.
So you got to
Because
be
I would
careful in the
always definitely,
South.
but
Oh, for sure.
but
I
oh,
lived there.
but meaning like I use that as a hypothetical
Right,
example
right.
when I'm having conversations with the men that are in uniform that are policing our communities, because you get my perspective because I'm black first, then I'm blue, and that's important. So yeah.
I just want to know, is you making another Tubi movie?
I cannot.
Act a little
I-
bit. You
I
feel me?
cannot.
I can act.
Yeah.
Can you?
I can act. I got it didn't make it to
If
Tubi or
anything,
nothing, but
I'm
it's
the
on
one who can
YouTube.
act, darling. I'm
No,
the
we
one.
gonna talk about that because we're supposed to be shooting a part 2.
No,
I need to be in part 2.
Okay.
No, I just want to be the person that helps with wardrobe.
Okay.
No, that's what I would love to.
I'm gonna pick my
That's,
own
that, I want to,
wardrobe.
that's what I made you.
Just let me know my
Okay.
character, and I'm gonna do my own wardrobe.
Yeah, he can do the acting, and me, we're gonna shop. We're gonna get dressed in black.
Sounds good to me.
Fine,
Let's
fine.
go.
So yes, Tubi movies. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
really getting into the. I've been, Tubi.
They got
And
a
you
lot
got
of
the app,
they
and
have
you
a lot
go
of
on
good
Tubi.
stuff on
Yeah,
there.
they do.
I
I kid you
yeah.
not. It took me
A
a
lot
long
of
time to get
originals,
into the
too.
wave, but they are a staple now. They right up there. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They up there.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question. Don't be acting like I'm getting all like in her business. Like that's not what I'm doing. But I'm asking as a mom and a wife.
That's what people say right before they get in your business.
No, but we're having a conversation between the hustle, right?
Okay.
Right.
So when you were a police officer,
Mhm.
were you also married
Yeah.
with
She
children,
said
right?
22.
No. I don't know how long she was
No,
a police
no, we're
officer.
doing the
Right,
24
She said
years.
She just
Okay.
retired in 2021.
Mhm.
right. So you just recently retired. From
Yeah.
there. That was really so. So how was that juggling motherhood, being a police officer, a wife? Like that's
It's a lot.
It
And I was
indeed.
still doing music.
See,
Mhm.
Because I
indeed.
released Red Bottoms and Lingerie and all those other records that came before that, because I started in 2015. So I was still running from work, shooting videos, coming home, cooking, running to skate, running for this, running for that, husband, everything else in between.
Exactly.
Does
Like,
that interfere with your position as a police doing a thing about lingerie with Lil Flip?
no,
No?
not at all.
I cannot.
And not only that, I also sang within the department because I was the departmental vocalist.
Uh-huh. You got
So-
a Christmas album too.
I do.
Okay.
Monique Nicole Christmas.
Oh,
You did your homework.
He does. He usually is the one that does all the research.
Yes.
I'm gonna be listening to that. I feel like it's too early. I can't even start before Thanksgiving. I see Christmas trees. I see Santa sitting in the mall the other day, and I'm like, you look creepy, guys.
I
You look
cannot.
creepy. Nobody's sitting on your lap right now. It's turkeys
I
and stuff.
I
cannot.
know.
I
Go
cannot.
home until
Yeah.
December.
But you know how that is with the marketing.
It
But
gets
it'd be
earlier and earlier every year.
So like soon as Halloween is over, here comes
They
Christmas.
finna start doing Valentine's soon as December hit. They finna,
No, it doesn't work like
I'm
that.
just
The retail
saying, it
does.
starts so crazily early. Santa, sit in your house until December. You look creepy anytime before December, you look creepy. I'm sorry. Anytime before Thanksgiving.
I'm not doing this.
That was my message to
Yeah.
Santa.
Mom
No,
life.
I get it. I get it.
So what made you retire from being a police officer? I used to want to be a cop.
Well,
I really
Did
did.
your time.
yeah, 24 years is
Yeah.
enough. I mean,
That's you
for
max
the
out on your
department,
pension.
you,
With the P14,
well,
you guys want to go with the P14?
it's you got to do a minimum of, if you want to take your pension at
Mhm.
the time you retire, 20 years. I did 24.
Mhm.
I stayed a little longer because I got made sergeant, then I made detective sergeant, and I was having fun and building my numbers, because everything is numbers game. And once I hit that magic number, I was like, all right, I'm out,
That's
just to
what's up.
prepare what my money was going to be for the rest of my life.
Right.
Because I still got kids and stuff to take
Right,
care
for
of,
sure.
So put that aside and then just really just going full throttle on all my entrepreneur ventures that I got
For
going
real,
on.
for real.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, I
Because
tell you.
I definitely know I work. I gotta make sure that you know, I have my stable income while I'm doing all, because I done did so much stuff entertainment and media wise, but
Mhm.
a lot of times you can't solely depend on that. And people like, oh, Steve Harvey like, oh, I slept in my car. And
Yeah,
Tyler Perry be like,
yeah.
oh, I slept in my truck
Nah,
for
I'm
3
good on
months. And,
that.
you know, I mean, I could do that if it's just me. Oh yeah, I could bounce
Mhm.
around and do that.
Right.
But if I got a person or a family to take care of, I'm
Yeah.
not willing to do that for them for my dreams. And sometimes it do pay off for people. I don't know how necessarily
In
true,
pursuit
because
of
Cat Williams
happiness.
said they lying, that's his story. I was homeless. But
Pursuit
I'm
of
just
happiness.
saying,
We saw how that worked. And that was a true story.
I mean, he really didn't. He was really grinding and he was really on his
And it was
thing,
just
and it was
him
him
and
and
his
his
son.
son. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like he was like pursuing a thing where it was like entertainment or media. He was really pursuing something like in corporate
To help
America, and he's already in this situation. So rather than conform to that situation, he rather sacrifice for the time it took to get to where he knew he could get with this thing because he was that good at it. And it could be like that for entertainment. It could be like that for whatever you're doing. But you know, it's different stuff to be like,
It's a personal choice,
yeah, for
right?
sure.
And I get it because everybody's journey is different. But from the way I was raised, it's like you always want to have a bird in the hand.
Mhm.
So, and you know, that's just what it was. It was like, okay, my father was like, you ain't gonna be out there just shucking and jiving and
Right.
everything
At
else.
all.
You better make sure you go to school, you do this, you do that. And you know, my father was on the fire department. He was a lieutenant. And you know, he was like, civil service is the way to go. They led me down the right path.
Right,
I am
right.
not mad at it. I
Right.
was initially because I wanted to just sing. But he was like, you can't just be singing because bills gonna need to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. So
Okay.
that's how that happened.
We done talked about so much stuff.
Mhm.
So if ever there were a necessary and ever there was an absolute unnecessary, tell me what those would be for you.
If there was ever a unnecessary,
The necessary, unnecessary. If ever there was a necessary, what would a necessary be for you? And what would an unnecessary be for you?
well, I mean, there's so many things that are
I
necessary.
guess around
one.
like
What's
Queen
your
of,
top?
around the hustle.
What's your top necessary?
around base it around
Queen of the hustle?
there.
Around that.
Base it around that.
Oh, what's necessary is that we have equal rights.
Mm.
That the same rights we've been fighting for, and now we're being pushed back to 1963. So
Right.
yeah, that's very necessary.
Right.
Can
So-
you campaign with Kamala a little bit?
I mean, I was out there.
I would have been out there with you too, girl. Trust and believe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
been out there with you.
I was out
sure
there,
would've.
you know, you can't just talk it, you gotta walk it
Exactly.
too. You know?
We tried to go see Kamala and Obama.
Yeah. That
We
was a
got
tough
through it.
night. Yeah.
I wanted to cry. I was so mad.
I'm sorry.
I just got off a
But
flight.
so-
I got this over
Look, I'm looking at him like it's
What's your unnecessary?
My unnecessary. My unnecessary is being fake.
Mm,
Yep, for sure.
real shit.
Totally. Like what you see is what you get. This is what it is. So that was easy.
That's what I'm talking about. See what you see is what you get. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
My necessary and unnecessary. Is yes, exactly what you said. Be true to yourself. Stand up for what you believe in. Very necessary. No matter what people say, you fight for your rights.
That's right.
And unnecessary is wasting time. Just sitting around not hustling. Like get it however you can, do whatever you can, be the best at whatever you can be.
Mhm. I like
My necessary is every king of the hustle get a
Oh,
queen
God,
of the
child.
hustle.
Okay.
Y'all hustle together and be a power hustle for sure.
Yeah.
And my unnecessary
I like it.
is the police. No.
I'm not mad at you.
No, you
Nah,
did not.
but I want I need for more people that came up in the community and know to be police officers so that they can intercede, and that I believe that is what will cut down on police brutality and violence. We don't need the black people that's gonna come in and be police and turn a blind eye and they just as blue as you. We need the black people that's gonna get there before them and be like, boy, you better get out of
De-escalate
here and
that
stop
whole
playing and get up
situation.
out of here, because if them people come, you know how they finna do. So you need to stop playing right now, get in the backseat with me, and I'm gonna take you there before anything else happens because you dragging it right now. So that's my unnecessary.
All right.
That was
I
beautiful.
like it.
All right. Well, we out, y'all.
Is that it? Is that a wrap?
It's a wrap.
All right.
That was absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.